Alright guys, welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough, Indiana Jones style. In this episode, we are going to go and do the remaining parts of Pate and Crichton's quest, which involve going to several areas, Earthen Peak, we have to go to Huntsman's Copse, and we're going to get our first taste of dual whip wielding because we're definitely going to need to do that in the next boss fight. But we're also going to get some fun with the Chaos Blade, and you'll see just how overpowered it is. And for any of you Lord of the Ring fans out there, we're going to go kill a Shelob type spider boss to end the episode. The Duke's Dear Freya. This will be the third Lord Soul that we need out of 4. Although technically we could go to Drainlet Castle right now because we have over 1 million soul memory, I'm pretty sure. But we're just going to keep things simple. We don't want to jump too far ahead in the game. Although I could get some pretty cool items from Drainlet Castle. So our first order of business in the Huntsman's Copse is to get to Crichton. He is locked behind a gate, and you have to get the key for it. You can just stab these guys. The Chaos Blade does great damage with the stab move. I like to open up with the stab move. It's a forward R1 as you're running, and it's very effective as you can see. In this first area here, there's just some zombies laying around. Now you want to take your time to kill some of these zombies because they have a chance to drop prisoners' tatters, and you definitely want this set of well, I'm not going to call it armor, but this piece of clothing because it raises item discovery. Now you have to pull a lever to lower the bridge. Now as soon as you pull this lever, every enemy in this area will attack you, so let's kill them first. There's a rogue that's hiding there in the corner. He will come. And there's one from above that we're going to take out with Avalon real quick. As soon as you enter the area with the lever, he's just waiting up there. Just pop him. That's 2 enemies that can't come and ambush you now. There's a dog over here waiting and just lying in wait in the grass. We'll take him out. And there's a poison archer over there, and we'll take him out. So we've pretty much effectively killed all the ambushers that are going to come our way. I think there's one more that's kind of off to the right. I kind of look for him. I don't think I find him. But we're going to pull this lever. And this will lower the bridge to the next area. Which is contains the cell in which Pate apparently, allegedly, captured or trapped Crichton. And Crichton is butthurt over it. And there's the guy. Yeah, he is here. So all the enemies are dead now. But if you don't kill them, as soon as you pull that lever, all of them come at once. They swarm you. So it's easier to just take them out one at a time. So right after you cross this bridge, the cell is off to the right, but it's locked. You have to get the undead lockaway key, which is not too far away. And don't do what I did here. I tried to stab, and of course I was at a higher elevation, and I'm fat rolling right now because I have so much stuff on me. I'm not using my fist right now, so I didn't see any purpose. I'm gonna need dual whips for the boss, so I just went ahead and prepared for that. And I'm trying to save the old whip's durability for when I really need it. That's why having backup whips is important. Now along this way you will have multiple rogues in here. Just snipe them from distance. You can kill one, and there's one in the corner right here as well. Once they're dead, you're free to move on. And there's a path off to the left that will take you to the next area where you'll get invaded by an NPC. But she will not stand any chance whatsoever when we swing the Chaos Blade in her general direction. But there's a key right in front of us, which we need right there. But let's go ahead and take care of the NPC. Of course, I waited a little bit. Well, I got a little too happy at first, and she's dead. 3 shots with the Chaos Blade. It's amazing the Chaos Blade doesn't do bleed damage, because if it did, man, that's why we're going to invest in bleeding serum quite a bit in this walkthrough. Because we want to still be able to do bleed with Chaos Blade and get the maximum benefit out of it. Infusing Chaos Blade with bleed is not a good idea because your base damage goes away too much. It takes away way too much base damage. I actually tried it and it's not good. So using bleeding serum, you get the base damage plus the bleed effect for a short duration, but you still get it. Now light this bonfire, but do not sit at it. We don't want the enemies to respawn. Now this is Crichton. He will tell you his sob story about how he's been captured or trapped by Pate or tricked by Pate. I'm not even sure. But just exhaust his dialogue. He'll give you a gesture. Make sure you exhaust all of it until he starts repeating his dialogue, and then we'll move on. Now, our next objective is to take out a mage on the right. He's kind of hidden away in the dark. You can't really see him, but taking him out from distance here will make it a lot easier when we go into the cave later to get an Estus shard and pull a lever to unlock another shortcut. So I'm just looking, there's another archer here. Try to take him out from distance as well. Having Avalon is really helpful in this game, I tell you. And having a reticule is very helpful in this game. Some might say it breaks the game, but hey, it's a strategy, viable. Use it. And I'm using life gems here because I want to save my Estus for the boss. Because the skeletons can swarm you and overwhelm you at times. But we are so powerful that we should not have a problem with the boss. Even if we do get hit a lot. But we still have only 10 vigor. And we do need to invest in that soon. But I'm just trying to get my endurance up to 40 first. And we're going to still kill these guys for hopefully getting the prisoner's tatters is on our future, but not yet. I don't like grinding for that. It took me a long time to get it in the gutter. I grinded for it in the gutter and it took forever. Now right here, you'll see that item in the bridge that's broken. Just shoot that shadow in the distance, and that is the necromancer. And watch out for this guy, he'll come down. No chance whatsoever with the Chaos Blade stab move. I love to open with that and follow up with a few strikes against bosses. Once I have the bleed serum effect, oh man, it takes their life away so fast. Now, don't go to the left here. This is the boss. Get your whips out, or actually just double hand your whip because we got to kill a crystal lizard and we want to get maximum damage out of it. But the skeletons will not reassemble themselves because we have killed the necromancer that's in this area when we shot him from a distance. You can light up the area if you want to, but right now we're just focused on getting this crystal lizard. Double hand R1 will take him out pretty easily. And be wary, the skeletons are coming behind you. This one just stands there guarding the the lever for some reason. And that will unlock a shortcut back to Creighton's hideaway prison and get the Estus shard. Make sure you pick up the Estus shard. And now, you can summon Creighton for this fight if you'd like, but I didn't do it. It's really not necessary because it's really just, you kill these three guys, they're big skeletons, and they're mogwai, they multiply. They multiply into various types of skeletons. Some of them are bone wheel skeletons, some of them are just soldier skeletons, and some are just basic mob skeletons. But there are quite a bit of them, and crowd control is definitely what you want to be doing here. And alluring skulls are going to help as well to get their attention if you're in trouble. Or if you want to just pile them into a group and just go to town on your double-handed, dual-wielding tools of destruction here. I usually kill the skeleton on the left first. And we'll just use our fist to kill him quickly. But then we're going to have to get our whip out. I don't recommend killing more than one of the lords at once because they're going to just continue to multiply. Like, for example, you kill all of the lords first, you're going to be dealing with a ginormous mob of skeletons, which you really don't want to do that. Now, here's your first taste of the dual wielding. The double-handed, well, I should say the dual-wield stanced double-handed R1s will do this 1-2 punch type thing. And if you hit the R2, it will do a massive attack, but it's slow. It's like a pincher attack. It's very effective for inflicting bleed when you get some additional buffs. Now we're just going to throw the alluring skulls in the corner here and hope that they take the bait. Oh, they're bone wheel skeletons. They don't really take the bait. I accidentally killed one of the... I usually kill the bone wheel skeleton lord last. There's only 2 bone wheel skeletons, so they're not hard to take out. And you see they're very underpowered compared to the first game. I would have died for sure there. I was trying to heal there. Nearly died here. I don't know why it didn't die. I must have had like 1 HP right there. Now there's the pincher attack. It's very effective. when you have a large group of enemies too. But that's the gist of this boss. Just kill one of the lords at a time and just kill the skeletons. Rinse and repeat. Now this one has quite a bit of mobs here. There's quite a mob here. But we're so powerful right now that the only danger is our health bar is short and can get depleted quite quickly. We're just going to look at how they all just go congregate to that one area and we just blast them. Like a tactical nuke with our whips there. Dual whip wielding is very fun in this game, I must say. We're not using the old whip because the durability is just too weak. And we've upgraded, well, we haven't upgraded the whip, the thorn whip, or the notch whip to anything other than what we recovered it at, which was +7. We will get it to +10. The skeletons have a chance to drop more alluring skulls, so if you can, just pick them up if you see any. Alluring skulls, like I said, are very, very effective in this game. Now, we are going into Harvest Valley. This is where we're going to meet Cloanne. She is the daughter of the blacksmith in Majula. She will sell you Titanite shards, Titanite chunks, large Titanite shards, pretty much everything at a certain point in the game. You won't get the chunks until you beat Nishandra at the end of the game, but initially she will also sell you a bonfire aesthetic, which we are definitely going to buy, and we want to buy a lot of stuff from her shop because just like Malincha, she will give us a reward, and our reward is a Twinkling Titanite, which we were still trying to get a lot of because we want our Puzzling Stone Sword to be +5. Now, this area is full of poison, so make sure you have some poison moss on hand because you're going to need it. In fact, if there's any green on your uniform at all, you are going to take continuous poison damage. And I didn't actually know this at first until I was talking to Cloanne one day, and then I was poisoned because I went to the bonfire right here and I had some green on me. If there's any green on you whatsoever, you will be continuously poisoned, and there's nothing you can do about it until you either eat a moss or it runs its course. It would have been nice to have a little platform or something there to avoid the poison, but nope, just going to go ahead and eat now. But there's still some on me, so I'm still going to be poisoned. As you can see, the bar is still going up. Now, exhaust her dialogue until she gets to her shop. And we want to buy the bonfire aesthetic first. We're going to buy all her regular Titanite shards, and then we're just going to buy a spell just because we need to buy her items. Then we'll get the Twinkling Titanite. Make sure you exhaust all her dialogue so she will relocate to Majula. Now we're going to get our fists out because we want the slam attack for the skeletons before they even rise up. There's one right here. You can get him before he even does anything. Now, you can go in through this area and collect all the items, but you're going to be poisoned. I only recommend to get the Titanite chunks. There's 2 of them in this area. But if you really want to loot the entire area, I recommend taking this big guy out from distance with your Avalon. If you stand back here, he can't hit you with the dark magic orbs. The Sunbro Covenant is in here somewhere too, but we're not interested in that right now. We want to get the Titanite chunk right here, and there's some more skeletons that are coming up. You can hear them coming up. And there's one there. Just be wary of your health bar when you're in this poison pit. It can kind of sneak up on you. I'm already next to half health now, and if you get hit by the skeletons, you'll be dead before you know it. So we need to heal soon here. I should have just used the Estus right there. Now be careful in the next area because there's priestesses, and if they hit you with their fire spell, you're dead pretty much. But if we stay right here by this ramp, we can take out the first one on the left, and then we can snipe the one from the elevated position here. connect with all 3 bolts, they're dead. You want to, there's something on that up the first ladder, but I didn't get it, but not really interested. Again, it's best to use their fists on these enemies that are on the ground. If they're lying on the ground or they're worshipping on the ground, it's just best to just hit them with the fists. The slam move is very effective. And it's very effective for killing the crystal lizards, and that's really our go-to if we can sneak up on the lizards. Oh, look at that. A plunge attack actually worked this time. Don't bet on it, though. Now, before we hit the bonfire, let's try to get one of the crystal lizards. 3 of them here. We're going to get the one on the right first. Then we're going to go for the one on the left. The one in the middle is the hardest to get. Most of the time he runs into a pit. And we couldn't quite get to him in time. You can reset the area if you'd like. But he most of the time he's going to get away from you. He's a very hard lizard to get to. I probably should have went for the middle one first anyway. Our main objective in this next area is to get to Pate. We have to exhaust his dialogue so he'll relocate to Seldora. And you can see I didn't quite get the lizard there. Now right here at this door, we're just going to snipe him from distance. There's no sense in making things hard for yourself if you don't have to. He can't do anything from here. You just snipe him with Avalon and he's dead. And there's another one on the right as well. And there's these hammer guys that walk through poison and kill themselves. So you don't really have to worry about some of them as much. We're going to let some of them die to poison. Their own stupidity. Walking through poison jars. And that's another hazard coming up. You'll have a lot of poison jars in the next area. And they'll poison you. Don't roll through them. Don't try to do anything like that, but we are going to destroy them with our, if we have metal bolts, the heavy bolts, it will break the pots, and you'll see that in just a minute. The wood bolts will not break the pots, but the metal ones will. That's one down. There's another one after the bridge here. There is some items in here if you want to go for them, but like I said, our life bar is not that high, and we don't want to be poisoned to death right now. But right here, stop and use your, well, we can just kill him with the whip. But there's another one behind these jars. Now, if you aim and shoot with your metal bolts, your heavy bolts, it will go through the pots and hit him, and he will be dead before he gets to you because he's already poisoned. And he's dead. Now, be very careful in this next room because there's a priestess you want to take out. She's on an elevated position. And most of the time, if you just ignore her and go up there, you'll die. So we're just going to snipe her here and be done with her. And there's these poison things, like, I'm not even sure what they're called, but they'll poison you as well. Might as well snipe these two. And now we're ready for the boss. Or should I say, a lump of flesh. Jabba the Hutt is next. He's a pathetic boss. He hardly does anything. He rolls around like a fish out of water sometimes. He'll eat you sometimes if you let him. I've never been eaten by him. You can shoot the pots above him to distract him, but he gains a buff if you do that. Just run in with the Chaos Blade and stab, and just, there's really nothing to say about this boss. He'll try to do something, and he's just a fish out of water. Like I said, he's dead. I mean, he's nothing. He's absolutely nothing but a punching bag is what people have called him, and that's a pretty good description. Dead. We just wailed on him. If we actually had the bleed serum, we would have killed him even faster. And the Shadow Gauntlets, which we are going to get. I'll show you where to farm for them, but I'm not going to show the entire farming because it takes a while to get them sometimes. And we need maximum item discovery, so it'll be a while before we go for that. You want to make sure you have your Avalon ready for this next area. Now, right here is an ambush, and it's very easy to get killed here. Just try to lure this guy out. Go up the stairs a little bit, and he'll drop down. he will cause a lot of bleed quickly. As you can see, your quarter of your bar is already ready to be bled out. Now, this guy's already poisoned. Just back up. He'll die on his own. It's kind of funny to see him die on their own. Just be careful not to touch any of these pots. Don't roll through them, like I said. Don't destroy them, and be close to them. Just take heed. It's not fun to be poisoned right now. We don't have a whole lot of moss. We're going to snipe this guy from distance, and he'll charge us, but he'll be dead before he gets to us. We just keep shooting him. There's snipers off to the right, but we're just going to run all the way down here to the next opening. And to the left, there'll be a ladder with two mannequins that come down. That's the enemies that cause a lot of bleed that we just mentioned. Just stay to the left of the ladder and just wait for them to come down. There's another one, and they'll do some fancy acrobatics, which will give you plenty of time to just slice them up. Very important here. Cryptic, but at least we know. You have to burn the windmill. If you do not burn the windmill, your life will be complete misery with the next boss fight. It's just not worth it. You can try to fight her in the poison, but it's just not worth it. Use your flame butterfly if you have to, but there's a bonfire right next door anyway, so I practically just wasted one. But the boss is in a pool full of poison, which heals her and damages you. But if you burn the windmill, most of the poison will be gone. There'll still be some on the outer rim of the arena, and the rest of this area, which had poison, will not have poison either, which is very effective because you can just run down the hallway coming up without having to be poisoned. There's two more mannequins here. If you take your time, one of them will pull a lever and close this area off right here to the left. Be wary of this trap right here. If you step on this like stone or whatever, you get shot. And if you get shot with all three arrows, you're dead, pretty much. Now, right here by this ladder, don't go up the ladder initially. There's a mannequin up there that we can draw down. We just stand close to the ladder and look up. You can actually see him coming down. And just get ready to slice him up when he comes down. And that's one less headache to worry about. These guys cause a lot of damage quickly. And if they get on you with 2 or 3 of them, you're pretty much screwed. They cause poison and bleed at the same time. And it can be quite a pain in the ass. Now, as soon as you get up the ladder, we want to come this way and lure. There's one guy that's already going to jump up. There's another one coming up. And we want to kill him as well. Now, get your javelin out. We got a few people to snipe here. Kill this guy first. He's got poison arrows. Now, if you didn't burn the windmill, this hallway will be filled with poison. But since we drained it, it's no longer there, which makes this area more accessible. But don't go really quickly through here. You want to make sure you take this priestess out because she will kill you. And we need to jump down this hole. You can jump over the hole if you want, but we're going to jump down the hole. And we'll get ready for another mannequin fight. And break these pots from a distance with your whip. Don't roll through them. When you drop down, go down this hallway a little bit, and to the right, you'll find Pate down this area right here. Exhaust his dialogue. He'll give you his set if you summon him for the last giant, which we did. He'll talk about some treasure again, which is a recurring theme for him, which he doesn't have the balls to get, so we're going to go get it. It's very close by. So what you want to do is come towards this area well, we're going to do a 180. This guy right here, we're going to kill him. And be very careful. There is another mannequin that's almost impossible to avoid. If you go forward down this hallway, he's going to jump from above, and most of the time he's going to get you. I mean, it's hard to not get attacked by this guy. And there he goes. Once he's dead, we can jump off this railing area, but we need to destroy the railing here and just drop off. Do a 180, and in this area here is the treasure he mentioned. You must pick up this treasure or you cannot advance. him to the next area. He won't. He'll just say the same thing. You have to exhaust all his dialogue. And open the door, and we're back at Pate. When he says, "Be careful, friend," or whatever, that's it. That's when you need to go. Now we have exhausted all of Pate's dialogue. The next time we'll see him is in Seldora, when he'll be fighting with Creighton. But we need to go find Creighton for the second time, and he is in the Shaded Woods. And while we're in the Shaded Woods, we're going to pick up the missing item that I missed, the Sublime Bone Dust. And we're also going to get the Black Knight Halberd, which we're not going to use, but if anybody likes the Black Knight weapons from the first game, here's one of them. So, from the bonfire of the Shaded Woods, you can jump out of a window. The second window here. Just jump off and you'll land on the bridge. And up these stairs. Now, I like to get my fist out for this guy because, you know, the slam R2 is very effective against him, and he'll be stunned anyway. You can follow up with the second hit. Easy peasy. Now, this is the Sublime Bone Dust that we missed. Now, you could Homer Bone if you'd like, but there is the Black Knight Halberd to get if you're interested in that kind of thing. You got to jump this gap, and it's off to the left, right here. There's no way that I know to get back unless you waste a Fragrant Branch of Yore, and we're not going to do that, so we're just going to bone back to the bonfire. And we need to make our way back to where the Scorpion Boss was, but just before it, where there's those towers on the right, and he is in the far right tower. We're going to exhaust his dialogue and go to Seldora, where the two guys are having a disagreement, and we're going to kill one of them. You can kill one. If you don't attack one of them, they're not going to give you any credit for helping them, so it's very important to make a decision of who you're going to kill. So I usually just kill Pate because he's the easiest to kill. He's right on the left. I just come behind him and backstab him, and then just hit him a few times, and he's dead. So all the way to the right here, up these stairs, is Creighton, planning how he's going to kill Pate. There's an item down here. He doesn't have much dialogue this time. For the good of the world, yeah. When he opens with that, that means it's good. Now we are off to Seldora to get our engraved gauntlets. Now that we have finished all of their dialogue quests, we just have to kill one of them. And like I said, I usually kill Pate. He's usually the easiest to kill. But do what you like. We need to go to the Chapel Threshold Bonfire. You can kill Creighton after the fight is over, or either one, and if you kill Creighton, he'll give you another mask or something. He'll drop a mask. Now, down here is where you want to drop, but be careful not to fall off. And they're fighting right here. I usually just get behind Pate. He's the easiest. Like I say, you just get behind him, backstab him. It pretty much kills him outright, but we're going to hit him one more time. And that's done. Make sure to talk to Creighton. He'll give you a key, which you need. And he'll give you his set. But if you kill him, he'll give you another mask. But we're not interested in it. Now, if you're going to go to the boss, this is the area you need to come to. There's actually two parts to this area. The first part is where we got the blacksmith, and the second one is where we're going to go to the boss and get the engraved gauntlets is where we're going now. The engraved gauntlets will, like I said, it gives you a chance to cause a critical hit with normal attacks. And as much as you're attacking, you're going to get some critical hits along the way for sure. And when you're fighting a boss, and you get that sweet sound, it will make like a different kind of sound, and you'll know you've done it. Unlike Bleed, where you don't know if you've done it or not. This one, on the other hand, now make sure to take this crystal lizard out to get some twinkling titanite. And over here, you want to make sure you kill this guy and take the chunk. But I missed terribly there. But we're screwed now. We can't get back up there. We'll get it later. You want to open this. Oh no, this is not the way. This is just another way to get here. I kind of got disoriented because I fell off the ledge, which usually doesn't happen. These spiders drop huge weapons for some reason, like great scythes and Y handlers. Where do they put it all? Alright, so this is the area towards the boss, where those opening right there. There's a poison frog here, or petrified frog. But there's some spiders that will ambush you as well. I've seen them ambush me before here. Yeah, be careful. But you need to destroy this door by using a 3-hit combo. Heavy attack. And it will burst open and you can open this door. I'm looking for spiders because I swear to God they come. But I guess they just took the day off. I'm not sure. They never came. So we're just going to open the door and get our engraved gauntlets. Now the chest on the left is a booby trap. Do not touch it or you will explode and it's not worth it. You may or may not survive the encounter. It's an explosion. You don't have much time to avoid it. So I just get the engraved gauntlets on the right and immediately equip them. It'll cause a little bit extra weight to you, but we're going to upgrade our vitality to where our stats are 49. Now look at this. Effect. Rare chance normal attacks become critical hits. It's not really so rare. Quick edit here since I died to the boss. And I'm going to show you where the titanite chunk is. Well, it's where I fell off the ledge. But we're going to get all the items again. The key to the boss is having a torch. If you have a torch, the spiders will not touch you. They will not harm you. I already had gotten this. I went back and reloaded a save and managed to get that again. So we've already done it, but you can actually do it with the whip if you'd like with the torch. But yeah, the torch is the key to this boss fight because with a torch, the little spiders in the arena never attack you. They never touch you. You can actually use this to your advantage even before the boss because there's a room full of spiders that are going to ambush you from above. And as long as you have a torch, they're not going to touch you. They don't do anything to you. They're just innocent bystanders. They don't do anything. So as long as you have a torch, you're good to go. You don't need any alluring skulls or anything. All you need is the torch. I haven't really seen a lot of people do this, actually. Most of them just go in and kill the spiders and stuff. But yeah, having a torch, you're immune to all spiders. Little spiders, anyway. See all these spiders in the room? They're not going to do anything. Now this guy will still attack. And we don't have the notched whip upgraded, so it's going to take a few shots. But yeah, they're not going to do anything. Now, make sure you have the cat ring equipped because right here, there's a drop that's going to probably kill you. I like taking this route because it's the fastest. And you don't have to deal with the peasants at the bottom. If you just run towards the bonfire, you'll make it pretty much always. There's a spider that crawls up here. Just drop down. And then we're going to drop down again right here. And here's where the drop happens. There's a little bit of damage sustained, but with the cat ring, it's minimal. Now, as soon as you enter the fog wall, you have all the time in the world to do whatever you want. Unless he's doing a beam attack, you can just stay here. We're going to go ahead and heal. We're going to equip the stone ring. We're just going to take our time here. The little spiders will not do anything. Now, the head is the key. You have to hit the head, but it's a small target. I found the best strategy is to use the notched whip and hit her once and back up from her pinch attacks. If you get hit by that attack right there, you're dead pretty much. She'll try to use her legs to stomp on you, but as long as you're rolling a few times, it won't hurt you. But the pincher, you got to watch out for it. Right here. Just back up. And when she's retracting from it, you can hit her a few times. And she's got a few other attacks. The poison attack. And she's got a beam attack. Which I just run around her for that. You can try to be ballsy if you want and try to roll through it. But our adaptability is not good enough to do that. If you hit the head enough times, it will actually fall off. There's 2 heads to this spider. The other one's on the other side. And I usually go to it if they're doing a beam attack. There's the beam attack. We just run to the other side. And there's the head, but actually I came back to this side here. I was trying to knock the head off. And this is another one she's got. She will shoot this web at you that stuns you, which leaves you open to attack. But you can see the spiders are just ignoring us, and this is the key. Like, you just got to fight her one-handed. That's it. The spiders will not do anything. Very, very helpful. And I have to deal with the spiders as well, because they're infinite. The spiders are infinite. If you kill the spiders, they're going to come back. So I like not having to deal with them at all. Just focus on the boss. This is pretty much it. You just hope she doesn't do her. You don't get caught by her pinchers, which is pretty much an instant kill. Her legs do moderate damage, but not terrible. And the beam will cause a good deal of damage too. And there's the poison attack, but she's already dead now. Now, just to demonstrate how the spiders are not coming at us because we have the torch, let's get rid of it and see what happens. Oh, look at this. There's one already on our ass. Now, in this next room is the Duke, I guess, or whatever, the Lord. Freya was his pet, I'm assuming, because there's a cage right here on the right where she used to be, I'm guessing. Let's go ahead and take care of these spiders because they're coming. There's a bunch of them. Double hand R2 will take them out. And that's it. Let's take a look at this cage here. This is the cage I believe that Freya was in before, and she broke out of it. She became too big, I guess, but she became that monstrosity over there. And that's it. That is the Duke's Dear Freya. We have 3 of 4 boss souls that we need. And, well, I say need, but like I said, you only need 1,000,000 soul memory to get into Drangleic Castle. But we're still going to go to the Iron Keep and get the old Iron King's soul. But we'll do that later. And we're just going to continue to upgrade our... Now we're going to go ahead and upgrade our Estus flasks that we got from the Huntsman's Copse. And then we're going to upgrade our endurance as much as we can. We want to get it to 40 before we start doing vigor. Vigor and vitality, although vitality is only going to be like 4 levels. Because we're not going to go past 49 equipment load. And while we got some Twinkling Titanite, we're going to go ahead and pop all these souls and spend some stuff at the shop here. We're going to get some bolts again. And we're going to upgrade our Puzzling Stone Sword to +4. We're almost there with the Puzzling Stone Sword. There it is, +4. We're almost there. And we're gonna get our notched whip to +10 because we have enough chunks and we have a slab. So we have a fully upgraded whip now in addition to our old whip. So nice to have an alternative there. It's more powerful than the regular whip. And that's going to do it for this episode, guys. We're just going to level up one more time. And we're going to do a vitality. No, we're going to do our endurance one more time. Alright, guys. In the next episode, we're going to go to the Executioner's Chariot and get the Chloranthy Ring +2 and the Bloodcrest Ring. And we're going to join the Blood Covenant to get the ring. And then we're going to go back to Earthen Peak and kill Mithra and get her ring, the Silver Covetous Ring +2 from New Game Plus.